if Kody's not willing to buy me out, then I'm gonna have to do something with it. But we got to pay it off, and he's not talking to me about it. So I think I'm gonna have to lawyer up. I think that's the only way I'm ever gonna get any kind of decision out of him.
And you need to definitely get a lawyer involved.
Part of it is I really have no legal rights to make any kind of claim on Kody's property. Like, we're not legally married. It's not like I'm just calling a lawyer and saying I need to divorce this person. No, it's really complicated because there's no legal marriage.
Hi, friends. It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Guess what? I don't know if you can handle this, but we are not going to be talking about Coyote Pass in the present starting yesterday. Coyote Pass is not a thing anymore. The land that has been the storyline for I don't even know how many seasons since 2018, 7 seasons, 6, season 14, 13, I don't know, a million seasons ago, they bought this property. It's been the focal point of all of the seasons of Sister Wives. They had all of these dreams and this kingdom they were going to build, and they were all going to build the cul-de-sac, and they were going to reunite the family, and it was going to be this big place where they could go dance in the poop pond together. That place, it's over. They sold it. And it wasn't even on the market. I have to tell you, I didn't even break the story. And normally I'm the one that breaks the story. But Kody, Robyn, Janelle, and Meri found a buyer for Coyote Pass. The buyer agreed to buy all 4 parcels in one foul swoop, and the price tag will blow your mind because it's quite a bit more than what they bought it for several years ago. And the ladies who were going to be screwed by Kody are going to walk away with a pretty penny, although not as much as I thought they would get. Probably a lot less, but it's still something. Now, I don't know if this means that Kody and Robyn can finally, close the door and move on, but it means 1, Coyote Pass has sold. 2, Kody and Robyn are not going to build the cult compound that they wanted to build. 3, Meri and Janelle have 0 ties to Flagstaff anymore. So check this out. On March 26th, Robyn Brown finally signed over all of the documents for Coyote Pass, which effectively divided the property by 4, each one of them getting a 25% share. But because Kody and Robyn are married, they're walking away with 50% jointly. While some people weren't pleased with this because they believe that Kody and Robyn should be one unit, and I kind of agree, but then I kind of don't. I don't know. I'm divided. I think it should have been by a third because I really don't feel like Robyn would have contributed equally because Robyn doesn't have a job outside of any of this. Janelle does and Meri does. And I had a sense that Janelle and Meri probably contributed more. And we all don't know that, we all believe that Robyn just spends money and then doesn't contribute. But anyway, she gets a fourth, Janelle gets a fourth, and Meri gets a fourth. But this is better than the 2 acres that they initially proposed to Meri. So remember when Meri and Kody sat down at the picnic table and he was like, I'm going to give you 2 acres. And then Robyn was like, well, I need 4 acres and Kody needs 4 acres because we need this many acres together because I need an estate for my children. Remember that? It was going to be property that they handed down to the kids. Anytime these people start talking about having property or equity that's an inheritance, just disregard it because they never stay in property long enough for it to ever be inheritance. That said, it took them 4 years or so for them to finally come to an agreement about the division of Coyote Pass, not without drama about it getting paid off. Would it get paid off? And then once it was paid off in 2023, they sat on it for 2 years. And then finally, after having to threaten lawyers, the property gets divided. Lawyers get involved, the property gets divided, the split occurs, everything gets documented on March 26th. Despite all of that, there was no public listing whatsoever for this property. I got a message over the weekend from Sarah Fraser who said that there was signs out by the property at Coyote Pass. However, the address listed on the sign was not the sign for the Browns, so there was like confusion about whose property was for sale. What appears to have happened was this was sold on the like private market where he probably had his agent look for a high equity buyer that can pay cash and that's looking for some investment properties. And some realtors that specialize in this kind of work, they can have their properties not listed so that they can avoid the public scrutiny of a high profile client selling property. And I'm guessing, given that what happened with Kody and Robyn's house when they publicly listed their house the last time and bloggers showed up and wanted to tour the house, and it happened more than once, they might have wanted to avoid that. So they ended up finding a private buyer, and the sale went through and was recorded yesterday. And the buyers are based out of Scottsdale, which is a couple hours away. And it sounds like this is going to be turned into some sort of I don't know what, but they've divided the property into 10 parcels and the buyers paid cash and they put down $1.5 million. And it's wild because Kody and Robyn's house that they sold, the McMansion, also had a cash buyer. Who are these people that have millions of dollars to put down on property in Arizona? I want to be their friends. So the sale goes through and it was recorded yesterday. And all of them didn't have to be in the same room, in case you're wondering. Meri and Janelle signed remotely. And so they weren't with Kody and Robyn when this was sold. It looks like the sale was dated on April 8th, notarized on April 9th for some of them. And then it looks like Meri signed on the 11th and then Janelle signed on the 10th. So this is all recorded now. They no longer own Coyote Pass, and the dreams of the compound are officially over. With the sale of $1.5 million cash, this means that the division is $375,000 each. Now, that doesn't include the fees that they have to pay for sellers' costs, real estate agents, whatever percentage they take for the agents and the buyers, and then they get to walk away with the difference. It's a lot more money than they were supposed to get before because Kody and Robyn were going to try to like bleed them dry and steal and run away with Coyote Pass. And I think while it's frustrating that it's not being done 33, 33, 33, at least it's more than what they were supposed to get, right? It was more than the 2 acres that Meri was going to get or that they proposed to Meri initially. So what does this mean? Well, it means that their storyline of Coyote Pass that we're going to be watching when the show returns is going to be boring because we already know what happens. And this is always the problem with Sister Wives, okay? And this is why a lot of you stopped watching because they develop storylines, the storylines happen, and then we find the public records before they can have the storyline become public, right? So this happened when Christine was moving. We saw her listed house and we were like, wait a minute, what is going on? Why is she selling her house? What did Christine leave? And then the chatter started like, wait a minute, Christine just listed the house. Is she leaving Kody? So that kind of forced them to have to announce her departure. Same thing when the house sold. And again, it was way before it showed up on the seasons. So here we are. It's April 15th of 2024. And we're going to be watching them fighting last year about the property when the show comes back on Sunday. It's going to be really anticlimactic. And that's, I think, why so many people stopped watching Sister Wives is because of the anticlimactic aspect of it. And then the other aspect is like, well, now that the mystery and intrigue is over, Kody and Robyn aren't going to be able to screw them. They're going to get away with it a little bit, but we still don't know what happened with their house. Like, did Janelle and Meri ever get the money that they were owed for the home, the down payment that they gave? I mean, did they give them any of that money? I have questions, serious questions. And then my other question is now that this is sold and Kody has some money in his bank, how many dolls is Robyn going to buy with $750,000? That's a lot of dolls and doll clothes. Is he going to like go buy more ATVs? Is he going to buy more stuff for his compound house? Is he going to try to pay off that mortgage? Kody, when he gets money in his pocket, he burns it faster than he makes it. So that money will be gone quick. I guarantee you. And then the other question is, what is the storyline going to be after season 19 then? Okay. So do you remember on Little People, Big World. As the family started kind of dividing, Matt, Amy split up. For a while, they were like the joint owners on the farm. And then Matt eventually bought Amy out. Amy moved away. She got married. The kids started to leave the show. It was only Zach and Tori left. Then there was like a fight about if Jeremy was going to buy the property or part of the farm. And then Zach tried to put in an offer. And then that fell apart. And then when there was like the stalemate about the property, Zach and Tori then ended up moving to on the other side of the border in Washington State. And then the show ended because in a lot of ways on these shows, the storylines are over when the family has nothing left to fight about. So really, if it remains as is, let's just be honest, after the Coyote Pass, conversation ends, and it's going to again be anticlimactic for a lot of you, what is the storyline going to be for? Is it going to be four separate storylines then? Because I keep thinking about the people that tuned in to the show originally. People signed up for a show that was about polygamy, okay? They wanted to see what happens in a structure when a man has four wives and that are sharing, you know, and how the women handle the sharing and how it all works out. But now what you have is a family that's been destroyed by polygamy and destroyed by reality fame and greed, and now you have four separate families effectively doing their own thing. So you've got Meri that's on her current revenge tour, which by the way is amazing. I'm all still like, go Meri, it's your turn. You've got Janelle that's in in North Carolina with Madison and Caleb, and they're doing Tata Farms that we still don't know what that's about. You've got Christine and David that are now in Utah, and they've got a couple Airbnbs. So Kody and Robyn are going to still be in Flagstaff. There's going to be no other children there except for Gwendolyn and Beatrice, but they don't see Kody and Robyn. They're going to have filming in all these different places. So Janelle's going to be in North Carolina. Meri's going to be in Utah, southern Utah, by the way. Christine and David are in northern Utah. Kody and Robyn in northern Arizona. They can't keep going because Sister Wives is not filmed on a big budget. It's not like with Bravo at the peak when all of those housewife shows were like super big. And I know they're big sort of, but back then those housewives made like millions a season. They're not getting paid that kind of money for Sister Wives. They have like a skeleton crew. And that's why so much of Janelle's filming when she's in North Carolina is done by her phone or done by herself. Same thing with Christine is like sometimes a lot of the filming she does on her own is with her phone. So are we going to just keep watching like home videos of them moving on? I'm at this place for the fans. I only watch this for you. I don't actually enjoy the show. I'm thinking about it for your sake that it would be better for them to fire Kody and Robyn now and just let them be miserable and then do a show if Meri, Janelle, and Christine want to stay, or if Janelle and Meri want to do a show, or if Christine and David want to do a spinoff, but something where it's like the women taking their lives back, putting their lives together. Because I don't care what Kody and Robyn do. I do not care. I could care less what happens to them for the rest of their lives unless they get arrested or they go broke. And then I'm here for it. But right now they're not going either. And then what happens? So we have season 19 ending after 9 episodes. Are they going to bring back season 20 and it's just more of the same? I don't know. I don't know what to think, you guys, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are about this. Are you glad that it's sold? Do you think this is a good relief for Janelle and Meri? Do you think they still got kind of scammed out of that by only walking away with $375,000? Part of me feels sad because I think Janelle said that was like her nest egg. And I'm like, I feel like after all of these years of working so hard for Kody, same with Meri, that they should have been able to walk away with more. I still feel like it's a gross under misjustice to them that they're getting only a fourth of Coyote Pass. And I hate that Robyn got her grubby little hands on that money. Hate it. So what are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.